joining us. Today, we are talking with Donna, who learned to love her mom's mac and cheese, and her party trick is that she can make wine disappear. She's been mistaken for Kristie Alley and loves banana chocolate ripple ice cream. She once worked folding jeans in the garment factory and owned way too many pairs of shoes. She's been
Yeah.
on a double roller coaster, gotten a tattoo, and wishes she was from England because of the wonderful accent. Today, she's going to share about her trip to the Greek islands. So, welcome.
Well, oh, thank you.
Welcome,
Thanks for
Donna.
inviting me.
Yeah, so we always start and ask. I'm going to start the timer. And my first question is why Greece and what drew you there?
Okay, it's interesting because up until 2014, I had only gone to islands, all different islands and beach vacations, Mexico and places in the States because of a job I had that had me traveling. So I never left North America. So a friend of mine told me she was going to Greece with some friends. And I said, I want to go too. So I invited myself and I went with 6 people I didn't know. And my friend and I joined a group of 6, and they had already had it all pre-planned. And we went to, it was September of 2014. We went to Athens, flew to Santorini, then we did Paros and then Mykonos, 4 days in each of the 3 islands. I went without any idea at all what it was going to be like. I had no clue what Greece was about. I didn't read up, and so it was a real eye opener, and I loved it. And I had to go again in 2019.
Oh, really? Oh, that's great. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
So I love how you mentioned you just went with it and went with a group of people you didn't even know. So what was something from that first trip then that surprised you that you didn't expect?
Well, not knowing anything about the country before I went, which I love, which I think is good, without having a preconceived idea of what you're going to expect. I think it's always more beautiful than any photograph can show you, of course, you know that. But day 4, when we were in Santorini, I went down a flight of stairs and broke my wrist. So I had to immediately go to an orthopedic surgeon on the island. I experienced something that nobody else is going to experience probably when they go there. However, it's very slippery everywhere. That's my #1 tip for anybody traveling there. And I kept saying, wow, it's really slippery. Let's be careful. And sure enough, I'm the one who goes down the stairs and breaks my wrist. So I did 16 days in a cast and right-handed. So it made it very, very difficult to do the trip.
Yeah.
Kind of like why I went again in 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it next time with both hands, right?
That's exactly right. Try and do wet bathing suits with one hand. Oh, no. But the food, the people, you know, I'm kind of a chatty Cathy, and everybody I meet, the driver of our vehicle, I have to know everything about him and his family. I want to know where he lives, why he lives there. You know, the girls in the shops in Santorini and Mykonos. Do you live here? And I found out that they don't live there all year round. Those islands are all shut down after September. As a matter of
Really?
fact,
Yeah.
one of our hotels closed when we were there. We were the last guests.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Right.
that's common in a lot of super touristy areas that it's only open during the high season, right?
That's right. And
Yeah.
the weather, I would say, you know, I went in May in 2019 and I went in September in 2014. And it was extremely crowded and it was hot. So I can't imagine how awful it would be in the summer to go there.
Mm.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I would never go in the summer. It was crowded everywhere, ferries, you know.
Oh.
Right. The heat and the people. Yeah.
Yeah, too many people and too much heat.
So you talked about, some of the places. Was there an activity or something that you did besides breaking your arm that was
Yeah.
or your
Well,
wrist that was
in the first,
eventful?
it's interesting because the very first trip I took we were just winging it. We had our hotels and we had our transfers, but we didn't have anything planned. You know, one in Paros, we rented a car and drove around and saw it's a very small island. We did that sort of thing. The second trip I took was a very organized trip with a women's travel group out of Toronto where they only take 15 women to different countries, very structured, and all your meals, everything's included. And I like that better. I like the trip because you had an escort in the country and you had all the museums and everything all lined up. Well, you know, we're going to go to to some special place, we get front of the line. I like that. I thought that kind of a trip is a better trip overall. Although if I saw one more headless statue, it was going to be too many.
Yeah.
How many broken pillars can you look at? You know, I wish I'd had seen more wineries and that sort of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did get to, you know, we went to an orchard in Crete, an olive orchard, an old family run place. They taught the woman who, she didn't speak English, but her daughter-in-law translated. She taught us how to make stuffed tomatoes. We learned all about and how to make Greek salad and all about olive oil. And I really appreciated all that without having to source it myself.
Right.
You know,
there are absolutely pluses and minuses of doing group tours, and I think you kind of hit on that. Like, it's really nice that someone else has done all that legwork ahead of time, but sometimes you're seeing too many headless statues for your taste. Somebody else may really enjoy it, right? I recall a trip in France where it was like, if I see one more castle, I'm going to pull my hair out because I've seen enough. Yeah, I mean, they're beautiful.
The same group, they only do 15 women and they're all over 50. So we all are in love with each other at the end of the trip. We're all good friends. But we did it in Portugal, and as an example, and too many churches. Okay, too many churches.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, I appreciated that they would tell you that if you weren't interested in going to a specific spot, stay behind. When we were in Santorini, we were at a fabulous resort. So beautiful pools and everything. And that was what I did all day. Not for the whole time, but
right.
for a part of it. Yeah.
Nice that you had options. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they didn't make it crazy.
Wow, you described so many incredible, beautiful places. I'm sure it's hard to narrow it down, but what was one day that you took the most pictures or wish you had had your camera?
Well, I take my camera everywhere, and I also have an underwater camera because I snorkel, and so that's important. And I spend thousands of hours sorting through them later. But I'll tell you, probably the doors. That's a big thing in Greece, is the old doors. They're not allowed to change anything. They have to leave everything as it is. If it starts to fall apart, they just kind of mend it slightly, but they don't replace it. And there's thousands of these beautiful doors, and I took photos. I actually made a little collage of them in my house, and they're beautiful. So if somebody Googles the doors of Greece, which I didn't even know until I went there that this was a thing.
Yeah.
There's all these really cool doors. And that was what I photographed the most. Santorini is probably the most beautiful island. I've been to Crete, Rhodes. We did 4 islands on the second trip. Mykonos twice, that's the party island. That's the gay-friendly party island for anybody who wants to know. And Paros is a nice, small, quiet island for peace and quiet and relaxation. And Santorini is just those stunning views.
Oh, it's amazing. That was our 7 minutes, Donna. I cannot believe that's all we get to hear. All we get to hear about Greece, because it was beautiful.
I know, and the olives and all the wonderful places you described.
Well,
so
Greek
glad
salads,
you went
twice.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm so glad you went twice and you had kind of a different perspective with different types of trips, because that also, you know, a place is not about the one trip. When you go back, you have a different experience, and it's the people you're with and how it's organized. All those things matter. So beautiful. So
I would go again.
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Good. So when we all decide to go, we'll let you know, Donna.
Yeah, we're going with you. You're taking us.
You can come.
So that's our 7 minutes, and thanks for sharing your story. April and I have a new question and answer series, so if you check the description below, you'll see a link where you can ask us questions or leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you and travel with us through real stories from real people. Thanks, Donna.
Thank you.